Cows pulling away, no matter what county I'm in. Cab car pulling the plate. Baby, you know who it is, the kiss of death. Free, just be me and my niggas, yeah, like, I ain't never scared. I got big heads everywhere. Places where you need your passport at. Ain't heavy there. How we get even here. When I put the game back in its proper perspective, this time leave it there. You think what you want. Till I blow the back of your plans out and see if you can think what you're from. Like a loose thing, make sure you reach for it. Your face like a buffet. Tell my niggas eat what you want. You don't know nothing about only a couple 100,000 on the table. What? Tell your niggas eat what you want. It's usually hate or something stupid that a nigga died for. So what you think we
There we go. We on YouTube. I'm getting ready to go live on Facebook. There we go. Be on YouTube. I'm getting ready to go live on Facebook. Let me see if I can. What's Be on YouTube. Let me see if I can.
check this out? Getting ready, getting ready, getting ready, ready. Check this out. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Leroy, put your hands up, bro. Baraka, oh no, Baraka, don't put your hands up, bro. You driving. Whatever you do, don't. I don't. I do not want. I don't want no problems. Let's see here. Can y'all still hear the music?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good.
It's low.
It's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Gentlemen, we got a couple of other brothers that are going to be pulling up in just 1 second. Let me see if I can't. See if I can't stop sharing. I have no idea how this stuff works. Oh, there we go. Oh, no, no, no. I don't want to do that. Oh, I know what it is. Okay, okay, good. Good. Let's do this. Let's do this here. There we go. Okay, here we go. Gentlemen. There we go. Now we're in good shape. I got on stage with me. First of all, welcome to another marathon of Remand Day. Leroy will tell you we do this for about 8 hours. Not today, though. Not today. I promise you. We ain't got 8 hours in us today. Leroy is the one. Blame it on Leroy. You know that's what we normally do here at Remand. We blame whatever challenges we're having on Leroy, and whatever good stuff happens, we attribute it to me, of course. Right? But today we decided that we would not let me see. Let me get rid of remove. There we go. Remove princes. Okay. And then remove Walters. All right. So Leroy decided he only had actually Leroy decided he only has a half 1.5 hours for us today. The last time that you guys saw both Leroy and I on the Grown Man Shit podcast. Um, this is how we actually ended the last episode of the podcast, right? Leroy decided that he could not be on for a long period of time anymore. He had other things that he was doing, and that Remand had become a bit on the back burner. So I was left to do it by myself. And it just didn't feel good with doing it by myself. So here he is back today. For those of you that have asked, where's Leroy? There he is. Leroy is in the building. For those of you that are watching on YouTube, what's up with you? For those of you that are getting ready to watch me uh on Facebook, what's up with you guys as well? Chris Collins is on with us. Chris Collins is one of the OGs, right, of Remand, the one of the four men that started Remand. While I get a lot of credit for the work that we have done, and rightfully so. I bust my behind every single day to make sure that this work, along with Leroy and Prince and Baraka, is on stage with us. So I do a lot of work to make sure this runs and does what it's supposed to do. But I can never forget. My mom used to say, never forget the frogs that bring you across, something like that. Praise the frog or the pond that brings you across. Hey, Baraka, don't laugh at me, man. Something like that. My mom used to say, right? And so I wanted to take an opportunity, really, to honor Chris Collins. Chris Collins, say what's up to the people, man, while I figure out what's going on with this thing here.
What's going on, folks? He said my name several times, so I don't think I have to say it again. It feels weird when you say your own name. Um, but yeah, like you said, I was one of the first people to go through the when we first started founding the situation. So I've been with Doc for quite a long time since before the Remand launched.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So it's good to have him on stage with us. And Leroy, say what's up to the people, man. And how long will you grace us with your presence today, Dr. McKenzie Jr.? Exactly how long?
Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye, oh great people. We want to welcome with y'all to the annual Remanned Day. All hail the king. Yes, I will be gracing the presence for an hour and a half. I do have to have a hard stop at 4:30 because I gotta get to getting because I have a an event that I have to be at this evening. So I've got to be out the door at 4:30. So yes, I'm here on a limited time, but as we all know, you can pack a whole lot into a small period of time, and that's what I intend to do on this
Absolutely.
remand day.
Absolutely, man. Very, very often, brothers, Barack, I'm going to get him to introduce himself while he's driving. And then Prince introduce himself. Prince is going to help me run some of the back end stuff that we're doing. Let me see. Uh, Leroy, take over for me. Let me go. Or Prince, can you go backstage? Are you able to go backstage and let people up?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll do that
Okay, can
now.
you? Okay, great. Thank you, man. So Leroy, well, let me let Baraka introduce himself first. Baraka, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up, gentlemen? How y'all doing?
Everything is
Good
well. You
afternoon.
look like you on vacation mode. You in vacation
Uh,
mode. It's sunny where you are. Talk to us, man. Welcome to Remand Day, bro.
hey, man, I appreciate it. Thank you for the invitation to Remand. I am excited to be here. It's been a wonderful journey thus far, man. I'm enjoying myself, meeting with you every single week, and just growing, man, and doing the things I need to do. I tell you this, I almost didn't make it. And that's simply because I am currently, as you said, in my car. I'm on my way to get my daughter. And today's the day we spend time together. But I remember
Oh,
something that we
nice.
talked about, man. We can do more than one thing at a time. So I
At
said,
a
let me jump on the
time,
jungle
bro.
while I'm.
Before we get started, Baraka, I'm gonna ask you this, and don't be afraid, cause he here. Is he treating you right? Is he treating you right?
I didn't hear you, brother. What was that? You broke up on me. What was that again?
Blink 2 times.
Blink, blink, blink twice if you in trouble. Yeah, yeah. It's crazy because Remand is not a safe space. We don't claim to be. Remand is a challenging space. It's a space where brothers grow or brothers develop. We cuss each other out. I don't just get a chance to cuss y'all out. Y'all cuss me out too, right? Because there's no big eyes, little U's inside Remand. All of us are committed to the same work. And if I'm out of pocket, Leroy can check me. If Leroy's out of pocket, Baraka can check him, right? If Chris is out of pocket, somebody he may not even know inside Remand gets a chance to check him, even as an OG. So Leroy said, Leroy said, "Hey man, how's he treating you?" Is because we are notorious for pushing the boundaries and pushing the limits. Those of you that are watching on Facebook, what's up? It is Remand Day. And I decided to do something today. Leroy, you're going to love this. Baraka, you're going to love this too, man, for your podcast. And that is Zoom has this new feature. It's called Zoom Sessions. And
Oh,
and as you see, it has lower thirds now. It's got all the stuff that StreamYard and all those other places have. And so I was telling wifey, I said, "Hey, babe, I'm gonna try this." She was like, "Hey, Donald, don't try that today. Not today." All right. And I'm like, "Why not?" She's like, because it's just try it on Wednesday. So she tried to get me to try it with y'all, Leroy, like y'all don't mean nothing. I said, "No, I'm gonna do it today." And so we're gonna see how this all works, whether it goes well or whether it doesn't. Um, so I got a couple things that we need to do, and I want to make sure that you guys uh, get a chance. What's up, y'all? Those of you that are watching on Facebook, Mom Rosa Cannon, good to see you. Love you. Thank you for hanging out with us. Um, Leroy, we got some things that we got to celebrate today. Very often, man. Real talk, and then I'll let everybody chime into this statement. Real talk, we're not often celebrated, right?
Mhm.
There are a lot of celebrations that go on throughout the course of the year, and for some reason there's no celebration of brothers and in the way that there really needs to be. Talk to me about, man, the importance of us really celebrating men, and even with regard to Remand Day and all the work that we're doing.
I mean, this is going on for years. I mean, we talking our fathers, our grandfathers, and all of those men that have been a vital part of our lives, where it's almost an expectation for them to not worry about being acknowledged. Just to give you a little bit, I was on YouTube today, and it came across my feed. I don't know if y'all are familiar with her. Name is Tabitha Brown. She's the great, she has the Empire
Yeah,
products and services that are just all over the place, right? So
yeah,
I
yeah.
happened upon this video she did, and she just recently did it, but she bought her dad like this Ford F-150 or some big pickup truck that he's loved pickup trucks. He has never bought himself a, something in and throughout their lives and everything like that. She was like, he's always sacrificed for them, you know, and put his family and all of them first. And so she bought him this truck. And you should have seen this grown elder man. I mean, sat there and was just like, couldn't, I mean, I know he was probably trying to hold back the tears and everything else, but you could see just the warmth in his face for what she did for him, and that acknowledgement. And she said, Dad, I just wanted to do something for you. I know you've always wanted this particular kind of truck or something like that and everything like that. And she was like, I had the means to be able to do it, and I wanted you to have something since you've always given to us. So I was just like, that's how I think important it is to us as men to be seen, to be heard, to be acknowledged, and just to be, yeah, Dad, we appreciate you for you. So I saw that and I was like, wow, that's big right there. She was like, Father's Day is coming up, so it must have, I don't know if it had to have been recently. Father's Day is coming up and everything like that. And she was like, I wanted to do that for you. I wanted to show you and acknowledge you for who you are. And so that's the importance of us as men being, just being acknowledged. Because brothers out here doing working hard every day. We ain't talking about the knuckleheads and everything like that. We're talking to brothers that put the grind, put it to the grind, put their feet to the grind, get up every day, put that work in, and come home to their family each and every day, and get back up and do it again and again and again and again, man. So that's the importance of it, bro.
Yeah, it's funny that you would say, Chris, I'm coming to you, man. And then I want to welcome our sister, Sadira is on with us. Uh,
How
and
she get in here?
I,
Cassandra, how you get in here? She's stuck
I
in the back door.
I invited her. She came through the front door. I invited her. Um, it's funny that you would mention, the guys that are doing phenomenal work, and sometimes we compartmentalize the guys that are doing phenomenal work, and then we talk about the knuckleheads. What I've learned is that the knuckleheads can do phenomenal work. Oftentimes they've not been trained, nobody's been there. And I was at my wife took me a Chris, I'm coming to you now, man. Don't judge me. Yesterday my wife took me to a hippies party. My wife is a social butterfly, right? So she's gonna take me to parties. And Sadir, I didn't want to go. I really didn't. I was over it. I knew I had to do this today. I knew I would have to kind of host the day for 3 hours. And we went and we had a phenomenal time. And there was one brother, they asked me what I did, and I told them what I did. And one brother pulled me aside and he said, I'm an operations manager. And
Mm,
Chris, he said, the way that black men show up is horrifying. It's horrifying. It's scary. And he said, one of the things that he said that really triggered it for me, Chris, he said, I used to, as a person who hires, I used to say, when the secretary would say, this is him, I wouldn't even meet. Like, you late,
mm,
you on your phone, you're not dressed properly, right? And so he said one day God said to him, uh, the reason why I need you to connect with him is because at one point you were him. So how
mm,
dare you
mm,
act as if you got it all together now, right? After you are hiring manager, you operations manager, you got all these things going on. And he said ever since that time, he still doesn't give them a job, right? If they don't show up properly, but he does, Chris, show up with them and have a conversation like, bruh, next interview you have, dress properly, man. Show up a couple of moments early. Make sure that you're not on your phone, right? Know
Yeah.
something about the company that you're interviewing with. So those kinds of things. Chris, talk about the importance of this day, man. We started, you and I, Ron Handy, Tremel Epps, started this work with what you may not know, $100 given to me by my mom. God rest my mom as my baby. Chris, I ain't gonna cry. Nigga, I ain't gonna cry. Not
Don't
today.
do it. And if you do, we're gonna laugh at you, but we're gonna hug you too, man. We're gonna laugh at you. I'm gonna be the first one.
My mom was the first $100. And I'm gonna tell you how important that was in a moment. First $100 she gave you and I, you were the guinea pig, Ron Handy, Tremel Epps went through the program in its infancy stage, and now we are where we are now. Man, talk to us about where that started for you. You have become a phenomenal husband, phenomenal dad, own your own business, and still work. Like you doing tremendous things, man. Talk to us about your journey.
Well, I mean, it's not all roses and gummy bears. It's not easy, of course. I mean, it's peaks and valleys everywhere. It's not even just because you go through the program doesn't mean everything is going to be easy. I mean, you still gotta. There's still going to be times when you feel depressed and alone. But
Mhm.
sometimes you gotta dig deep, find it inside, and get up and remember that you've been remanded.
Yeah, yeah. Let me pause there
Hmm.
because Sadira, you and I are about to do something amazing together. I want to really honor you and thank you for the invitation to spend some time with you and brothers and ladies as a part of the Mirrors Conference. What Chris just said is just really so important, right? And Barack, I'm coming to you after this, and then Leroy, you. Um, he says something so key. Like just because we go through the program, and just because you successfully navigate the program, the real world still awaits, right? The real world still awaits. What has been your experience in attempting to serve sisters and brothers, particularly you, and you're inviting of me to be able to minister to brothers in Arizona in July, um, in about 45 days or so. I'm really, really excited that you had it on your heart to really serve men. Can you kind of walk us through your thought process with that?
hmm well, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for inviting me to this platform. Absolutely. Let me tell you, I think something that we don't think about when it comes to men is that when God made man, he dumped himself into man.
Mm,
And man carries such a heavy weight of God
mm,
right in them. So when we talk about celebrating men, it really should be a no-brainer, right? That we celebrate men because they're carrying a God element that is at the core, the original, standpoint and placement. And so I celebrate men for that. But as a woman, I build women, but also God has called me to challenge men to come and deal with their soul element so that there can be a right sight of who they are and then who we are as women and kind of the roles that we play in order to make life successful for the both of us. Right. And so when you come, my excitement is that you will challenge and charge men to stand in their godness,
yes.
right? To rise to that placement. And then I will also, and what I do is I challenge women to stand in the right position as a mirror, You know, we talk about woman coming from the rib and she's supposed to protect his heart. But the reality as a woman that a man should be able to look at you and feel good about himself. He should be
Mm,
able to look at you and have and gain a perspective of himself that he didn't see, right? There should be a motivation, right? There should be a celebration and a motivation to honor and accept, man, God was good to you.
wow, 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 wow. Let me interrupt that, Sadir, and I want to go. Leroy, I'm coming back to Baraka, but Leroy, she said that a man should be able to look at his wife as woman and feel good about himself. Like the things that should be admitted from our sisters should cause us to feel good about ourselves. And both you and I know that there are countless men who are in situations, marriages, relationships that do not have that testimony, bro. Isn't it good, Leroy, to hear a sister say, to challenge the sisters to say, look, your interaction with that man should look like this. You on mute, bro.
No, and that's absolute truth because when you think about where Eve came from, she came from inside of Adam. She was a part of him. So it
Yeah.
should be a reflection on him because she came from, he looked at her, he was like, bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. He saw himself. She put it perfectly. He saw himself. And we as men should see ourselves in the woman that we are with. If you
Yeah.
can't see yourself with her, with through her, yeah, that's not the right one.
And I want
That's
to I
not.
want to make it sometimes I think all of us here obviously are Christians, but I want to really to be able to hit every man, even the brother who is not a Christian, a brother who is not spiritually savvy, practically, bruh, and Barack, I'm coming to you now, man. We ought to be able to look for women that have no problem celebrating us. Here's the deal. Let me talk to y'all on Facebook. Hey, Sadir, I really like. I got 17 camera angles. You know,
Okay.
I'm feeling myself. You understand? So let me talk to y'all on Facebook. Your dude should feel good about himself if he's with you. Look, y'all. We know when we do wrong. We know when we do wrong. We don't need to be hammered by that every
Mm-mm.
single day. We know when we're doing wrong.
Yeah.
We're just looking for if mom, oftentimes many of us are um raised by single moms as black men. That's the data, right? That many of us are raised by single moms. So the celebration comes from mom. Then when mom turns him over, the ridicule comes from the woman she turned her over to.
Didn't.
So Baraka, real practically, man, how important is hearing celebration? I'm going to use a term, Sadira. Don't crucify me yet. I know you won't. Leroy may. But God loves worship. He loves praise. We are made in His image as men. We love worship. We love praise. We love to be celebrated, to be told we're doing a good job. Even when we don't, when y'all don't understand us, tell us, like I need to know. Like I go to God and say, hey man, I need to know what you're doing. Like this don't make sense to me. And sometimes he answers, and sometimes he doesn't, right? Just rock out with me. So Baraka, talk about the importance of um feeling celebrated as a man.
Wow. Well, I think that's it's an important question. Um, I think you hit the nail on the head, man, just a moment ago when you said we were made in the likeness and the image of God. So as such, we want the same thing that God wants, you know. And I think Shadira also said a great thing too. One something I want to go back and touch on is you mentioned something about the soul. Um, there, we realize, because we're all Christians, that we're made of three parts: we're soul, spirit, and body. But something we may not realize is, even though our spirits have been redeemed, our souls still need to be. And our we that's what I love about Remand. If you don't have a pastor in your life, for example, someone to help you walk through life to redeem your soul and to get you back to where you need to be as someone who is a productive citizen of both this world system and the kingdom, then you don't know what to do. And so Remand is there to help us do just that, and to redeem that soul, get our soul in order. And I think the redemption of our soul and the praise of our woman are absolutely important in order for us to become the men of God and the productive citizens of both the kingdom of God's kingdom and the kingdom of this world, and to manifest those things that God meant for us to do, to manifest.
Yeah, and again, I want to make sure that we talk to every man, not just the Christian men, and that's important to me.
That applies. It applies to all men, brother.
It
All men,
applies to every
everybody.
man, but I want to make
Yeah.
sure we're using language that is universal, because it's very easy to have brothers feel disconnected when language is used that is not inclusive, right? Every single brother that's in Remand, we've got Buddhists in Remand, we've got Muslims in Remand, we've got Christians in Remand, we got guys that don't necessarily subscribe to any particular religion, right? But they want to be better men. And Chris, I want to come to you about this, man. Is there room? And I know the answer, and so does Leroy and Baraka and Sadira. But is there room for the common man inside Remand? Not the Christian guy, not the guy who has necessarily made $100,000, $200,000 in his business. And I'm going back to the work that we have accomplished. But is there room for the common guy, the guy that just is trying to get his life together, his everyday life together?
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah,
That's what it's
yeah,
for, right?
yeah. It's for every man. It's
Oh,
absolutely
I thought it
for.
was a trick question. You do
No,
that sometimes.
it's
You
not. It's not.
try to like what?
It's not.
Negro.
Yeah.
Ninja.
Somebody get your boy. Somebody get call. Let me put your number on blast. I'm gonna put his number out on Facebook for anybody to call. Get your boy. So we started out talking about Remand starting Sadira with um $100 and 4 men. For the last 6 years, Remand, and I want to celebrate this, and I want to hear from anybody. For the last 6 years, we have done over 6 years, multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars that started with my mom giving me $100. I mean, how phenomenal is it to see both income, right? Hundreds of thousands of dollars, and drum roll, well over 5,000 men have been impacted, not just across this country, but around the world by the message of Remand, whether it's our programs, our books, our webinars. I mean, I can't say that I'm surprised. I saw it, but I didn't see it at the level that it's growing, right? So anybody talk about what it feels like if to move from $100 and 4 men to multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars and 5,000 plus men. Chris, I'll begin with you first, and then anybody can kind of jump in from there. And Sadir, I know you can't hang out with us long. So after Chris, you, and then Leroy and Baraka.
So what exactly is your question? How does
The
it feel
question is,
to
how
have
does it
grown so
feel
much?
for you to be a seed where there are 4 men in a room, and then ultimately now 5,000 plus men, 100, hundreds of thousands of dollars later, we are still growing and developing.
Well, it shows that at least somebody cares about men. You know, some type of program or something being done for a voice because for a long time, no disrespect, but there's always been programs and TV shows and magazines uplifting women. Um, and it would seem like for a long time, men were just an afterthought
Yeah.
because no disrespect, but it felt like we were being bashed for quite a while. It's like, well, if you want me to pay for everything, if that's what you want, then you got to do. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now, yeah, it feels better. It feels good starting from where we started from where it started, and seeing where it's at, and for where it's going. So I appreciate the platform.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Agreed. Sadira, how's that sound? How's that feel as a sister, right? Who Chris is right, multiple programs, even
Mhm.
Mirror started for women,
It did.
right? So how does that feel to hear that $100 to hundreds of thousands of dollars from 4 men to over 5,000 men worldwide?
It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Let's just take a Selah moment and let's just shout out the greatness that has come through that $100 and the four
Absolutely.
men that started it, right? And
Absolutely.
all the men who have made a commitment. What a phenomenal thing that all these men have made commitments to become their best and greatest self, to show up in the world in the fullness that God intends as men who are reigning, who are making a difference in families, who are making a difference in business spheres and sectors. It's phenomenal. I mean, we just have to celebrate it because it is really a great feat.
Yeah.
It's exciting, as a woman, and I would attest personally to be, I'm just like all woman, okay? Everything about me, it screams femininity and really just sitting in my God ordained position. And from that position, for women who are really wholly respectful of how God made them and God's intent and plan for their life, we love it.
Mm,
We love it. We
mm,
want it. We desire it. We have expectation, right? Because we're pre-wired for that.
wow.
Anytime that you hear a woman that is speaking opposite of that, I can show you a broken soul. See, that's a soul that has been impacted negatively. And so they're speaking out of pain. They're
Yeah.
speaking out of disappointment. They're not speaking out of their wholeness. They're
Yeah.
not speaking out of a place where their soul has been worked into a place that is aligned with God's plan and intention for their creation.
Yeah, yeah. So I wanna, Leroy, I'm coming to you because Sadira makes a comment, and I remember Anisha, shout out to Anisha Hamilton, Dr. Anisha Hamilton, who made the exact statement that you made, Sadira. Leroy, you'll remember this. She talked about if a woman is not showing up exactly how you just expressed, that woman, she said, I can show you a woman who's been hurt. That's a hurting woman,
It's a
right?
hurting.
And Leroy, it's so good to hear a sister say, "We want that. We actually want that." Leroy, let me turn it over to you, man. What say ye about what Sadir just said and about what it feels like to move from $100 to hundreds of thousands, from 4 men to 5,000 plus?
Well, when I think about it, I think about, one word, and that's vision. Four
Mm,
men that came together, that had a vision, and I'm going to talk from the business perspective of it,
yes.
that had a vision, that understood, hey, we have something here that solves a problem that is in our society. And I'm gonna go to my four pillars:
Yeah.
the mindset, the principles that you all had sitting in that room, the process that you all developed in that room, and the system that you all talked about in that room, and what it was going to take to, one, be sustainable and keep the doors open, but then also, two, that was going to be able to transform men, males, I'm gonna say this, transform males
Yeah.
into men,
Yeah.
because that's a difference. There's a difference there. And I say, I say this all the time. Every Fortune 500 company started off as a small business. It started off